the sun to shine, when I need a big smile, I go back to the time you first called me. When trouble comes to play and it don't wanna go away, I go back to the time you first called me. When I said yes, when I said yes, it's a day I'll never forget. When I said yes, when I said yes, it's a day I'll never forget. I remember where you are. You live right here in my heart. This is a love that never leaves me, no matter how things seem. I remember where you are. You live right here in my heart. This is a love that never leaves me, no matter how things seem. When my faith comes up short and I need divine support, I go back to the time you first called me. When I need the sun to shine, when I need a big smile, I go back to the time you first called me. When I said yes, when I said yes, it's a day I'll never forget. When I said yes, when I said yes, it's a day I'll never forget. I remember where you are. You live right here in my heart. This is a love that never leaves me, no matter how things will seem. I remember where you are, my Lord. You're right here in my heart, with a love that never leaves me, no matter how things seem. When I said yes, when I said yes, it's a day I'll never forget. When I said yes, my Lord, when I said yes, it's a day that I'll never forget. It's a day I'll never forget.
Welcome everyone to the Hilltop Spiritual Center Sunday broadcast. My name is Paul Calabro, and I am your prayer practitioner for this broadcast. Let us now usher in the great hope, the great life that is within each and every one of us. The presence of love, the presence of joy, that which is divine, that which is vibration. In this moment, I know that there is a presence of life that is everywhere, that is good, that is hope, that is love, and that is joy. We experience that in each and every way in all of our lives and situations. And we take hold of the beauty that surrounds us. For we are blessed in each and every way. as the gifts that we are to this planet, to our loved ones, to our families, and to all the people we meet. I know that today, in this very special Sunday broadcast, we come here with a great joyful heart and open arms, where we welcome all people and all faiths, in all generations. And we know that we share with this commonality, that we are the divinity itself expressing itself as light through each and every one of us. And so with that, I pray today for this loving service, knowing that Reverend Angela will guide us with her beautiful way of interpreting this great thing called life, spirit, love, divine. So join with me in this blessing and know that truly all is well. And so it is. And now here's the reading for you today. We change the world not by what we say or do, but as a consequence of what we have become. David Hawkins. And so it is. Let us now rest in our meditation for today's broadcast and feel the life that moves through your body. Rest and know that we are loved and that all is well. We experience now deep love with all people, with all events. We breathe into a space that is filled with life. We know that we share a deep love with all the earth, with all of nature. That is us, and we are that. All the sensations in our body, we acknowledge, and we place our attention now on the brow. Now we move down from the brow, down to our larynx. And then let's now move our attention now to our heart. And our heart fullness goes forth as a beacon of love, of joy, for the stranger, for our families, for our pets. And then we rest in the heart. We rest in the beauty of this wonderful creation that surrounds us as planet Earth. We hear the sounds more clearly. Our sight is vivid, and our feeling is love. And now let's experience the gratefulness of who we are. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Angela Geary, and it's an honor and a delight to be with you this Sunday morning. Welcome to all of you, and much love to the Hilltop community. I've missed not being with you. And what an interesting time we are in, right? What a time of shift and change and uncertainty. And yet it is fertile soil for so much growth, for so much expansion. Because we are here witnessing a rising of a new consciousness, the flowering of a new consciousness, Eckhart Tolle would say. We are moving out of ego consciousness. We are moving out of separation and ego. We are moving out of me consciousness into unity consciousness, into we consciousness, into love, into truth, into beauty and goodness. And we are all part of this transformation. We are all part of this rising up. And so what we are seeing right now is the falling away of the structures and the paradigms and the ways of being that are no longer working in the world collectively and within our own beings. And so we're in a time of in betwixt and in between, where the old is beginning to fall away and the new hasn't quite been created yet. So here we are, feet firmly planted in mid-air, in the unknown and in the uncertainty. And yet the uncertainty is just fertile soil for spiritual growth to happen. It's a great time for us to practice standing anchored in the faith of God, Goddess itself, with deep trust. It's a time for us to turn to the metaphysical world, the supernatural world, to turn away from the world of appearances and form and not be fooled by thinking it's the only reality. There's another reality happening. And so we have the freedom to create. And so probably what we're asking ourselves right now is, how can I be, or how can we be, an active participant for the change we wish to see? How can we participate in this new vibrational frequency that is happening? And I think that this time is both an ascension and a descension. And we are part of that. The ascending is we are being called to awaken more fully to the truth of who we are, divine beings having a human experience. We are called to awaken to the unity, to the love, to the joy, to the harmony and the peace that is the innate truth about us. And we are called to descend into the soul, into the darkness of the egoic consciousness. We are called to do our work, to be willing to shine the light of truth on those shadowy parts of ourselves, to know that there's nothing out there, that everything that we see out there is a manifestation of our own consciousness. So it's such a right time for transformation, for healing, for rebirth, and for renewal. And so because we have the freedom to create, this is a time, I feel, where we're being called to go back to the very basics of new thought, and certainly science of mind, which is that consciousness creates, and that consciousness precedes form. So how do we anchor in this new consciousness right now? How can we stand for it? How can we be in that unity and in that love and in that peace? And I think we're called to be very mindful of the thoughts we're having, of the intentions we're setting. And I am reminded of the parable of the farmer, the sower. And you all know this parable. It's a well-known one by Jesus. And the farmer goes out to sow seeds because he wants a bountiful crop. And some seeds fall on the pathway and they're carried away by birds. Some seeds fall on hard rock and they can't take root. Some seeds are choked by weeds. They're strangled by weeds. And they can't blossom either. And still other seeds are planted in fertile soil, and they bring about this bountiful crop. And so, of course, for us, if we look at this metaphysically, we recognize that the soil is our consciousness. And the seeds are the thoughts and the intentions that we plant in our consciousness. And so we have to be vigilant with ourselves. And we ask ourselves, are some seeds, some thoughts, some intentions falling on the pathway and being carried away, scattered away? In other words, are there some intentions, some thoughts, some affirmations that we are merely saying and not really embodying and believing? Are we really not 100% committed to the new thought? Are we, as Jesus would say, putting new wine in old wineskins? In other words, we cannot change a thought if we still are holding on to an old paradigm. So if I am claiming abundance and prosperity and affirming that, yet I still hold a deep belief of scarcity and lack and limitation, my thoughts of abundance are going to be carried away until I change the paradigm and my worldview. Are our thoughts falling on the hard rock of false beliefs that don't allow for the new thoughts and intentions to grow? Or are our thoughts and intentions being strangled and choked by the opinions of others, by what we're seeing going on around us, by the world of appearances, by what we see on the news or the things that we hear? Or are our thoughts and intentions being planted in the fertile soil of our consciousness that just keeps saying yes, yes, yes to unity, yes to love, and yes to peace? And so that's the awakening part, the ascending, working on our consciousness to expand more, to take in more spiritual truth. And then we're called to descend. Then we are called to descend into the soul. And we are being called, I do believe at this time on the planet, all of us, to move into our body and to move into our pain body and to move into a place of being present with our pain. You know, Richard Rohr says, all spirituality is about what we do with our pain. If we do not transform our pain, we will transmit it to others. So how can we stand in that unity consciousness if we're not unified from within? If there are some shadowy parts of us that we have not welcomed home, if there are some parts of ourselves that we are judging or resisting. And so the calling is to recognize when we get angry, when we get upset, when we're in fear, when we have a reaction. And all feelings are valid. And we love ourselves enough to stop what we're doing and take some time to bring awareness into where that reaction may be showing up in our body. And we may notice it as a tightness in the chest or a heaviness in the belly. And we breathe into it and we say, all is welcome here. And we let it tell us whatever it wants to tell us. And as we sit with it, we'll notice it starts to shift and change because what we resist persists. But what we have the courage to sit in will move because all feelings, all emotions are energy in motion, moving through. So we are being called to face our shadow. We are being called to face some of the feelings and things that we have been suppressing and pushing down for a long time. And everything that we see out there is just the collective shadow showing up. And so we're called more than ever right now to radical self-love and radical self-acceptance Because until we can love ourselves, and until we can love all parts of ourselves, until we can stop judging and criticizing ourselves, we will not be able to step out into the world in love and in unity and in acceptance. So it starts with us. It starts with us being willing to be ever so gentle and easy with ourselves, and especially during these times. This is a time of fear for a lot of us. It's uncertain. We don't know what's happening. And Spirit is absolutely fine with that. And the ego is very, very uncomfortable with that. So we're being called to rise up, to do our inner work, to hone in our consciousness work, and lastly, to practice and be committed to gratitude and gratefulness. Because the moment we're grateful, the energy shifts. Gratitude has such a high vibrational frequency that it will always transport us out of victimhood. It will always raise our vibration out of fear. And so can we say, thank you, Spirit? Or can we at least say, I'm willing to be grateful? Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that will suffice. That's how powerful gratitude is. It will shift us. And we can say, thank you, Spirit, for this growth opportunity. Thank you for being alive on the planet at a time where such evolution is happening. Thank you. For the people I perceive to be my enemies, because they are here to teach me tolerance and determination and forgiveness and love. Thank you. And so we can, from this place, hold a vision of a world that works for everyone, a mandala of equality, of peace, of unity, of love, having its way. And that vision starts with all of that making itself known within our own being. All is welcome here, and I step out into the world in wholeness and in unity, no parts of me left behind. I have owned what's mine to own, so I no longer need to project it out there. And then you and I become the agents for change. We are crucial in this time of evolution. We are crucial in the arising of this new consciousness. And as each one of us heals and shifts to a higher vibrational frequency, the whole planet shifts with us. So how good it is to know in this moment that there is an invisible realm behind this world where all is well. There's already a blueprint for unity, for collaboration, for beauty, for truth, for goodness, for peace and love and joy. It already exists. And how good it is to know that as we rise up, as we rise strong, as we awaken to the divine beings we're born to be, we align with this invisible realm. We align with it in consciousness. And when that happens, through enough of us, it shows up in its own divine way and in its own divine time. And so it is. Amen. So now is our time for giving and receiving, and how good it is to know that there's a divine flow of infinite abundance and prosperity that flows through each and every one of us and through and as the life of Hilltop Center for Spiritual Living. So if you're choosing to give so that the center can continue to do Spirit's work, please go on the website and there's a place there for you to donate. And there's also the address where you could send a check. And know that all contributions are greatly appreciated.
We live out in my old land, travel on across this land, me and you. We'll go out hand in hand, somewhere down on the sand, me and you. Just as free, free as we'll ever be. Just as free, free as we'll ever be. Driving till the city lights dissolve into a country sky, me and you. Lay underneath the harvest moon, do all the things that lovers do, me and you. Just as free, free as we'll ever be. Just as free, free as we'll ever be. Never
We were born before the wind, so much younger than the sun, and the body both was warm as we sailed into the misty. Heart now hear the angels crying, smell the sea and feel the sky, and then watch the spirits fly as we sail into the misty. Come on, come on, come on. That foghorn blows, yo, I will be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it just like way back in the days of old. And together there we hope as we sail through the misty. Don't have a lot of money. No, we 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 don't have a lot of money. All we need is love. Free as we'll never be. Just as free. Oh yeah. Free as we'll never be. We live out my old van, travel on across this land, me and you.